Greetings. The new science of quantum physics has proven that all things, including us, are composed of trillions of swirling atoms. As humans, we have a hard time visualizing ourselves as energy in the form of light particles and light waves that are captured in these physical forms. When we think of health and wellness in the new energy, we must examine what that really means to how we must maintain bodies that are balanced and not susceptible to disease and aging. When we think of our bodies, we look in the mirror and see a physical form which we think is all there is to us. But we fail to realize that we are really four bodies in one. We also have an emotional body that houses all of our emotions, both positive and negative. We have a mental body that holds all of our belief systems that we collect over our lifetime from our family, educators, friends, and the environment. The fourth body is our soul or spirit, that is the piece of God's Spirit that we receive at birth and is silently with us until the day we die, when it returns back to the Supreme Creator, or as some call, heaven. Let us now look at what is the reality of being humans in energy form. First of all, we think of our physical bodies as being finite. We are born, grow up, live our working lives, retire, age to a certain number of years, and die. If our physical bodies are really composed of energy, something is wrong with that picture. The new science tells us energy can never be destroyed, but can be changed. Our body's energy can change over time, but it is our culture and belief systems that indicate how many years we can live in physical bodies on this earth. When we think of health and wellness in the new energy, we know that our lifetime is not finite, but can change to give us more time. History tells us there were people who lived to extremely old age, 600 to 900 years. We might not aspire to live that long, but the potential is there to change our lifespan, to give us more time to accomplish why we came to this earth at this time. Let's take a moment now and look at how health and wellness balanced energy is created when we look at the whole aspect of energy healing. Balancing energy can be compared to house cleaning, getting rid of the junk that you've collected over several years. Now, imbalanced energy is like that junk that we collected, and we can't even remember why we even accumulated, but we still have it. Now, removing imbalanced energy in our bodies makes room for healing and restoring our bodies, like our house, to become immaculate in its condition. Let's have a little bit of an understanding of how energy balancing actually works. The atom, which is in everything, is a basic unit of matter that consists of a dense center nucleus surrounded by a cloud of negatively charged electrons. The atomic nucleus contains a mix of positively charged protons and electrically neutral neutrons. Oh boy, everything is energy. Everything, and that includes us. Let's go back now and take a look at where it all comes from and how it was explained by Albert Einstein. Quantum physicists discovered that physical atoms are made up of vortices of energy that are constantly spinning and vibrating like spinning top that radiates unique energy signatures. Albert Einstein, way back a little over 100 years ago, recognized the fact that energy and matter are one and the same when he concluded that E equals mc squared, which means that E, which is energy, equals m, which is mass or matter, times the c squared, which is the speed of light, which is 186,000 miles per second squared. Let's take a look at the atom now. The atom is in every cell of our bodies. We are made up of, we don't even know how many trillions of atoms that actually make up every cell in our bodies. Now, what actually happens in the cell? You have energy coming in through those little protons that are sticking up out of every cell, and that basically is bringing in the nutrients that that cell needs in the form of energy, and it excretes it, sends it right out to the when it's finished with whatever it doesn't need. Just as our body does the very same thing, it brings in nutrients and ejects out whatever is not needed. So you look at how the cell is actually set up. It's set up basically that there's a membrane around the entire cell. Inside that is the nucleus of the cell. You can remove they found that you can remove the actual nucleus out of a cell and it won't die. But if you remove that layer of membrane that is around the cell will not survive. And you'll notice that there's actually two layers to that membrane. You have an outer layer and an inner layer with the little fat cells in between them. So you've got balanced and imbalanced energy coming into every cell of your body, and it excretes out whatever it doesn't need. So that's how every cell works in your body. Now you've got all sorts of cells, different kinds of cells. We start off with a stem cell, which starts the whole process of creating our bodies in the womb. But we found that there's 50 trillion cells inside our body that make up every single type of cell. Your blood cells, your white blood cells, your red blood cells, your nerve cells, your liver cells, your brain cells, your heart cells. Everything is made up of all those different cells, and each type of cell has its own function, and it all works very, very well with instantaneous communication between each and every one of them. Now, our brains, let's take a look at the actual brain of our bodies in the head. It functions on a conscious and a subconscious level. The conscious brain functions for present thinking. Everything we're doing and talking and everything that goes on really that we are aware of goes through that conscious brain. The subconscious brain functions just like it's on autopilot. It has learned behaviors and memories, and basically it functions to keep your body functioning, like your blood flowing through the system, your heart pumping, your brain thinking, all those cells, basically everything is actually working for that purpose. Now going into the Asian medicine, they have found that there's about 7 chakras, what they call chakras, that are actually energy systems in our bodies. And those energy chakras control all of the different bodily parts, really. Like, for instance, you've got your root chakra, which is for your basic survival and sexuality types of things. You have the next one up is a sacral or a base chakra, which is affects your creativity. Your solar plexus come up into where your middle of your chest there is for identity power. This is your relationship power. And then you have the next one up is your heart chakra, obviously looking at compassion and love. Then you have your throat chakra, which is your expressions. Your brow chakra, which is actually where your perception, understanding, your third eye basically is what they often call that too. And then eventually at the very top of your head, coming in through the top, is your connection with the spirit of the Creator. Now, just looking at this from a point of view of how it connects between the non-physical and the physical. With your non-physical and the root chakra, it's your survival instincts, your fight and flight type of things. Is where your actually energy comes from in that spot. Moving up your sacral chakra, that's relating to, again, the material world, your procreation, and that's part of your hips, your lower bowel, and your sex organs. Following up into your sacral, you have the everyday interactions. This is your relationship one, and it connects, like if you're having difficulty with some of your digestion, that's probably where your problems are arising, and that is in that solar plexus area. The next one, moving up your heart, I am place, basically your emotions, your compassionate love, all of that is connected to your heart and your lungs. Then you have your choice of and communication through your throat, which again affects the thyroid and the shoulders, the throat, and so on. And then you have the brow, which is in the just above your forehead, really, or right in the forehead. Your third eye awareness, which connects to your eye, ear, nose, throat, those type of things. And then your crown chakra at the very top, which is your connection again to the source. You've also got meridians running throughout your whole body. The meridians, basically, there's 12 of them that we're aware of, but each one is basically connected to other parts of the body, and they run the entire distance, really, of your entire body, and they're running throughout the body. So you have your chakras that are running in certain spots in the body, and then you have your meridians running through the full body, and then you have the radiant circuits. And I consider radiant circuits, they're almost like the capillaries that are in your blood system. So they're all over the entire body, and they also can get connected to your meridians, connected to the chakras. Let's just take a look at the I am. Who am I? We're non-physical. Root chakras, thoughts, words, feelings, beliefs, memories, visions. This is all energy. Okay, this is all energy. And over time, the energy that's up in the top of the frame there moves into the physical, where your body responds to your thoughts, your words, your feelings, your beliefs, memories, visions. All of these basically are looked at from in a scientific point, that it could be out in the field, what they call the field in the new energy. You have 4 bodies, and we mentioned this in the video, that you have a physical body which you can see, but you also have an emotional body, a mental body, and a spiritual body. And that makes up your entire system. It's only the physical body that you see, really. The other 4 are invisible, but they have a major impact on your health and wellness. Let's look at the physical body. First of all, when you have imbalanced energy from extreme stress or traumas or environmental issues, and that then over time affects you in ways that really show up in the physical body, and like in headaches, high blood pressure, heart palpitations, muscle tension, heavy breathing, disturbed sleep, loss of appetite, nausea, dry mouth, gastritis, ulcers, irritable bowel syndrome, backaches, excessive sweating, rash, acne and hives, illness or disease. Can be any place that is basically will come out of the physical body from the imbalanced energy. The emotional body is the one which we can't see, but it's actually just out. It encompasses all of the physical body, but it also is in your just outside of the body as well. So in other words, it expands just a bit before from that. But your imbalanced energy from emotions that are repressed, denied, or ignored. So you get into a problem with somebody and you think the issue is gone, but it's still there. And it comes out later in envy, hatred, envy, jealousy, and other destructive attitudes and feelings that manifest in the body, becoming like a stiff shoulder, sluggish liver, cancer, or other illnesses. So out of the emotional body can actually come some very serious disease and illness. Our mental body is really made up of our belief systems. So imbalanced energy from the belief systems, they're enclosed. In other words, everything that you learn in childhood comes from your parents, it comes from your school systems, it comes from the culture out there, the work, wherever it happens to be. All of these things are built into our belief system of how we actually function in society. But if they're closed, and we don't realize sometimes the things that we believe in really are actually hurting us or not having a good effect on us. So it comes out into areas like the genetics or hereditary influences in previous lives. So how does it affect us? Here's a quote. "I know I will get this illness because my mother had it and so did my grandmother." The body hears and responds to your thoughts, beliefs, and words. Remember, it's all energy that's flowing through your body. The spirit, or the soul, or some people call it the auric body, this is the part that God gives us when we are born, and it goes back to the heavens or the God when we leave it. But it's the imbalanced energy of denying that God even exists in our lives. He's not a partner in our lives, and we have unresolved issues that come up. Over time, even from the soul, our souls basically having imbalanced energy, it imbalances our body's mind and emotional settings for the stage for us to be a victim of our environment and not an active partner in influencing our environment. So resolving karmic issues, free will is part of our life. God gave us free will to do whatever we want, and we can make that choice of either making the connection with our soul or not. As Mahatma Gandhi said, your words become your thoughts become your words become your actions become your habits become your values become your destiny. Let's go on back to the cells now. Our cells contain the imbalanced energy from our physical, emotional, mental, or auric bodies, which impacts our health and wellness. Our cells, now this is key, our cells know the imbalanced energy as well as the balanced energy in each one of them. Remember, each has a mini brain in it. It's a membrane, but it's a mini brain. Every cell has thinking power really within it, be able to react and kick out what it doesn't want and absorb what it does. When we call upon the cells, we'll move out the imbalanced energy and receive the balanced energy from Source or God, restoring health and wellness. So balancing energy in the physical, emotional, mental, spirit bodies, what you're doing is moving out the imbalanced energy from your body and replacing it really with the white light, which is, remember, going back to everything is light in the quantum physics, and so you're bringing in that light, intense light from the Creator, to actually fill the spaces that are left by the imbalanced energy. So what does a balanced person look like? He has excellent health and lives longer, is gentle, patient, and slow to anger, does not have to prove themselves to others, and will not push themselves and their thoughts on others. And what does it come down to? Others will seek them out because they do have balanced energy. People like to be around people that really are very stable and balanced. Just in this very last one, what I'd like to say is that here's a picture of the person that is in the center. There is the physical body that you're seeing, but you notice there's layers going out from it. If you're moving out, the first layer is the etheric layer, but moving out a little bit farther, you're into your emotional body, and then the next layer out is your mental body, and then the last part is your auric or your spiritual body, which actually is estimated to be about 25 feet or about 8 meters out from your body. So that when you walk up to somebody and you're feeling uncomfortable about them, it's because you've crossed into somebody else's field and they're not really good people, type of thing. Or the opposite, you get attracted to when you're around people and you say, oh my gosh, this is really a great person, and you want to be with them. So it does have its effect, even though you don't know it. On the whole, it's something that's very, very special. So that's the end of our presentation, and I'd like to thank you for looking at it. What I follow up with really when I do this presentation is I have a meditation. I follow up to the meditation and basically a spiritual visualization and releasing, helping people that are in the group release the imbalanced energies from their bodies. So it is it's a prayer type session, but it's one that allows you to actually become far more